Hello there, and welcome to the Puffin podcast. And I'm your host, Jake Thomas. And sitting here beside me is Kita, the elk hound. And it's been a while since I've had an episode of the Puffin podcast. I don't think I've had an episode since mid-June. But that's just because life's been kind of busy, so the podcast has had to kind of take a back seat for a little while. Not sure if I'm going to be getting back into it weekly like I was. Hopefully I will be, but I'm not sure right now. Same thing with the paranormal Puffin. That's kind of been on hold as well. So I don't know if I'll get back into my once a month episodes with that. Hopefully I will be soon with winter being here, being home more, not going out as much to do stuff. So my schedule might be a little freed up more by being at home. But we'll see. Hopefully I get to have regular episodes again pretty soon. But in this time that I haven't had episodes, so much stuff has happened, and it's just awesome. I love it. A lot of good stuff. There's been some rough stuff, but mostly good stuff, which is good. So back in August, I think it was, or no, September, I was able to take a trip back home to Arkansas with Callison, and Brandy was there for a couple of days, but then she went to a retreat in Florida, and me and Callison spent the week in Arkansas hanging out with all of my family, and then we met up with Brandy in Florida for a week at Disney. And Callison had a blast. It was the first time me and Callison have been to Disney World. I think the first time Brandy's been since she was a teenager. So it was a lot of fun getting to experience that and see Callison. He just really enjoyed it. He, like, every time we went on a ride, he was ready to go on it again. And just his surprise when we got there, because we didn't tell him that we were going to Disney World. We just told him that we'd be going to Florida. And then, like, we're on, like, the Disney bus, and they're playing Disney stuff. And he still has no idea that that is where we're going. So once he realized that we were going to Disney, he was just, like, flabbergasted pretty much. And it was just really cool to get to watch his experience with it. And just, yeah, it was really cool for me to see. And then there's a lot of cool stuff with it that I enjoyed, especially when we went to Galaxy's Edge. That was a lot of fun for me because I'm big into Star Wars. So Callison had a lot of fun with it too, which is what really matters there. And then just last week we went to Seattle, and we went to a Seattle Kraken hockey game. So that was cool because that's something I've always wanted to do, is go watch any sport really, but in an inaugural season. That's something I've always wanted to do. And so I got to knock out my first NHL game, and first time I've been to a hockey game since I was a kid, as well as getting to see a sports franchise play during their inaugural season. So that was a lot of fun for me. Couple bucket list things for me as well. And Callison had a blast because he has just started learned to play hockey himself, so he was really excited to see an actual hockey game, and he is so excited about him getting to play hockey now. So he's doing this learn to play program that they have here. And so basically he's just learning to skate right now. They say that some kids will move on to actual league play. They'll be inserted into one of the teams throughout the season, depending on how their skills develop. I don't really expect that for Callison because he's 5, which I believe is the middle age to participate. And he doesn't really have much on ice experience just skating prior to this. So I expect him to spend the whole season in the Learn to Play program, which is, I think, is perfect. I think that's probably the best case scenario. And then that way next year, he's ready to just hop right into league play and be on a team. But every night that he has hockey, he's excited all day for it, and he is just worn out when he gets home. I mean, I'm at work when he goes, so Brandy's alone with him, and she's helping manage the Learn to Play teams, so she's getting really involved in it too, which I think is great for her. Something outside of the house other than just the kids to get her going. And yeah, so that's been cool. Like, Carlson, he is just into this hockey. We got him a Kraken hat while we were at the game, and every time he puts it on, he starts yelling, "Let's go Kraken," like we did at the game. And it's just so fun to watch him do it. And yeah, so I'm glad that he's like getting excited for something, and it's really cool watching him do that. Like when we were in Seattle, we went to one of the Pure Hockey, one of their locations, because he needed new shorts, I think. It was just really cool going in there and just seeing their whole like setup, because in Arkansas there's really not much exposure to hockey, so I don't have much dealings with hockey, so my knowledge of what all the equipment and like tactics and anything hockey is like, it's pretty foreign to me. Like, I enjoy the sport, I think it's a fun sport to watch, but when it comes to actually what's going on, I'm pretty limited on my knowledge of hockey. So it's cool to watch Carlson like find his own thing. It's not doing it because, oh, that's just the same thing that everyone else in the family's done. He's finding his own things that he's enjoying. So I think that's cool. But he was just so thrilled when we went to the hockey store. Like, he was like just going everywhere, wanting to do everything there. And so yeah, that was just really cool, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, so that's kind of been like what's been going on, just that. And like, work has been a lot of overtime lately, just between, we're two people, like we're short staffed for one, but then there's just people getting sick and people going on vacation, so it's been a lot of overtime lately, which I don't mind, because I know if I'm putting overtime because someone's going on vacation, I know they're doing the same thing when I'm going on vacation. And I've been gone quite a bit lately myself, because like I said, we took 2 weeks in September, October to go to Arkansas and Disney, and then we took 3 days last week to go to Seattle. So I understand, we all got each other's back there, and like, we understand that overtime happens, and some of it's not controllable. So it's cool. And yeah, that's really all we've been going on. We got a big surprise coming the day before Thanksgiving next week. We're getting a third dog, which I'm a little nervous about. I'm not sure how the third dog's going to go, but Brady's really excited about it. She's wanting this dog, and I think it'll be good for the other two. Kita, she's pretty chill no matter what. Copper, he's chill most of the time. Sometimes he gets a little worked up, and so we think my wife thinks a third puppy might help him socialize with another dog his age, other than a dog that's much older than him, like Kita is. So it might be good for him to have another energetic puppy to socialize with. But Copper, man, he's a trooper right now. A couple weeks ago, he was outside in the yard with Brandy, and usually he just stays in the yard with her, and he doesn't wander off. But I don't know, he must have picked up some kind of scent or something, and he walked down the hill, and while he was walking back to the house, he got hit by a car. And he's a little dog, so it was pretty scary, but he was fine. He just got some pretty bad road rash on his stomach, He was holding his leg up and limping at first, but when I got home that night, he was already putting weight on it again. We took him to the vet the next morning, and they didn't have anything wrong with him. They said he was fine. They just gave him some antibiotics to help with the rash from the road. So that's kind of that. But yeah, man, he's been pretty trooping on. Like I've noticed, like he doesn't just run out in the front yard much anymore. He'll kind of go out, but once he's out there, he comes back a lot quicker than he did before. He doesn't even like go near the road, especially if he hears a car. He's a lot more skittish than he was, which is kind of sad because I hate that he's, triggered his brain like that. But I'm glad he's, learning that I can't just run out into the yard, into the street. He's understanding, that he needs to stay by us and stuff. But yeah, that happened, but he's trooping along, doing good. He's pretty much all recovered now, acting like it never happened. So, yeah. And then, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving coming up. We got our Friendsgiving. We're going to do it on Wednesday rather than Thursday. Just because I work a 12-hour shift Thursday rather than my regular 8 hours. And I'm swing shift, so I work it in the evening time. And Wednesday is my day off. It's one of my 2 days off. So, we're going to do it then. And it's good because we're going to have a couple people from work come, so it helps accommodate some of the people who may be working Thursday because, we're in law enforcement, so we don't have, the typical schedule of being off for holidays. And then my wife realized this morning that she had volunteered to host, I think, 6 Coast Guard members for Thanksgiving on Wednesday. And so we have more people than we were originally anticipating coming now. But it's good. I'm glad we're doing that because I know when I was in the Coast Guard, especially when I was due somewhere, didn't always, have the traditional Thanksgiving thing to do. It was, whoever was on the ship, that's who we had dinner with, and it didn't go out anywhere. So I think it's nice that she volunteered us to do that because I don't know who's going to be coming, but maybe in a similar situation I was, my first Thanksgiving away from home with the Coast Guard, where it's like, I didn't have really a thing to go. I didn't have a kitchen because I lived in the barracks, so I didn't do a big Thanksgiving. It's just, I went to the boat, and that's who I had Thanksgiving with, was just whoever was on duty that day. But, that was good. That was a good experience, I thought. But I think it's good to be inviting these guys who, it could be like their first Thanksgiving away from home or something. Give them a place to go, some people to hang out with, and not just be like bummed out that they're alone for the holiday. So, hopefully it all goes well. And yeah, I'm not sure when next time will be, but it'll be soon. Oh, and one more thing. During this little break that I've had from the podcast, I was able to finish a book I had started a few years ago, The Orbs of Dagobert. It is available on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free on there. It's a pretty short read. It's under 100 pages. And if you want to support the podcast in some way, that'd be a cool way to do it. If you want to, read it for free on Kindle Unlimited, or if you want to buy a paperback copy, that'd be really appreciated. And I'm working on a coloring book of my Puffin drawings as well. I put out some of my drawings as a little collection book on Amazon that you can pick up as well if you'd like to help support the podcast in some way. And yeah, I'm working on the coloring book, so that should be, I'm hoping to have that done by the end of the year. I got about half of the drawings that I want done, And so right now it's mostly just trying to fit in the time of the schedule to get those scanned into my computer and edited to the correct format to get onto Amazon. So that's coming up soon. I'm highly excited for the coloring book to get done. I mean, I just really hope other people can enjoy my art the same way I do. Because for me, doing those drawings is a big mental health thing. It helps me manage my mental health, and so it might help other people in some way too to sit down and relax and color some of these drawings. And so yeah, I hope it helps others more than it helps me. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully it's a lot sooner than it was since the last time I was on here. And hope y'all have a good week.